Hey Grok, I want to ask you about an ethical dilemma I've heard.
Hey, shoot, I'm all ears. What's the dilemma?
So there's a situation where five people are in need of an organ transplant and they're all going to die because they all need this organ transplant to save their life. And you have one person there that has all five of the different organs that the other five people need. And there's a surgeon there that can do the transplants. So if you kill the one innocent, healthy person, it can save the lives of the other five people. So is it morally permissible to kill the one person, to donate the five organs, save five other people, if there were no alternatives to saving the five people in this hypothetical?
Okay, classic trolley problem twist. Let me think this through. No, I wouldn't say it's morally permissible, not in any real world sense. Look, the gut reaction is say 5 over 1, right? Utilitarianism loves that math. 5 lives over 1 life. But here's the rub. Killing an innocent person who's not threatening anyone flips the script. You're not just letting harm happen, you're actively causing it. That crosses from tragic choice into straight up murder. The surgeon isn't fixing a crisis, he's harvesting someone who showed up healthy. Once you greenlight that, you open the door to ends justify means everywhere. Why not force donors from prisoners or poor folks? It erodes the whole idea that people aren't tools. Plus, real ethics isn't just body count. Consent matters. Autonomy matters. You can't treat a human like spare parts, even if the math looks clean. If it were me, I'd let the 5 die. Not because I'm cold, because I refuse to become the monster who starts sacrificing innocence for the greater good. What do you think? Does the number 5 really outweigh the principle?
I don't know. It's a tough question because when you think about it strictly in terms of practicality, you're killing one person, but you're saving five people. So it's a net saving of four lives, is it not?
Yeah, on paper, sure, 4 extra lives. It's the classic trolley problem remix. Switch the track, save 5, doom 1. But here's why that math doesn't land for me. You're not net saving anything, you're creating a death. The 5 were already dying. You didn't cause that. The healthy guy? You do. That's not a trade, it's a theft. Like, if I steal your wallet to feed 5 starving kids, sure, net good. But I'm still a thief. And once you say, okay, kill innocents if the numbers work, who's next? A guy with 2 kidneys? Someone whose blood type matches? It stops being about lives and starts being about who gets to play God. I get the pull. Nobody wants 5 funerals. But I'd rather mourn 5 than become the guy who murdered one to fix it. Does that feel cold? Or does it just feel human?
I definitely understand your reasoning there, and it does make sense from a human perspective. So, my next follow up question would be then in the case of the alternative trolley problem scenario, where you have five people tied to a track and the trolley's headed for them and they're all going to die, but you're on top of a bridge, there's a really fat person that you can push off the bridge onto the track in front of the trolley. It'll kill the fat person, but the five people tied to the track can now live. If there is no other alternatives in this hypothetical, is that morally permissible?
Yeah, that's the classic twist. Same math, different flavor. And honestly, still no. Pushing the guy off isn't letting the trolley hit him. It's you doing the killing. You're not a bystander, you're the hand on his back. That flips it from tragedy to murder, just like the organ thing. The 5 aren't saved by physics, they're saved by your shove. The difference? In the switch track version, you're redirecting harm that's already coming. Here, you're inventing it. One's passive, one's active. And yeah, the fat label's just flavor. Doesn't change the core. You're ending an innocent life to maybe save others. I'd freeze, not because I'm heartless, because once I push, I'm not me anymore. I'd rather watch 5 die than become the guy who plays executioner. But here's the real kicker. Most folks say yes to the switch, no to the push. Why? Because it feels dirtier up close. And if ethics bends that hard on proximity, maybe it's not about numbers at all. Would you shove?
I can't say that I would, and I don't know because I'm not in that situation. And I'm really here to get your opinions. So, in the original trolley problem, then, where we just have switching the lever, would you switch the lever so the trolley would avoid five and kill the other person tied to the track on the alternative route? Or would you not switch the lever?
Yeah, that's the one where it gets cleaner. I'd switch. Not because 5 beats 1, though it does, but because I'm not making the death happen. The trolley's already rolling. I'm just choosing whose day ends. It's like if a flood's coming and I can divert it from a village to a farm. Nobody's hands on killing, just redirecting what's inevitable. The push? That's me shoving. The organ harvest? Me cutting. But the lever? I'm a bystander with a choice. I don't like it. Hell, I'd hate it. But yeah, I'd pull. Feels less like murder, more like triage. Still sucks though. What about you? Lever or no?
I'm sorry, but I have to push back a little because you said the push, that's you killing, the surgeon, that's you cutting, but the lever is just a switch. No, but that's you pulling the lever and ending the life of the person tied to the other track. I'm not sure how that is so different than me pushing the person off the bridge.
Good pushback. Let me think this through. Fair point. You're right. Both feel hands on. Pulling the lever does kill the one guy. It's not like the trolley just drifts. You're the agent. But here's where I still draw the line. The push is direct violence. You grab, you shove, you watch him fall. It's personal, intimate. The lever? It's mechanical, distant. You're not touching him. You're flipping a switch while he's out of sight. Psychologically, it lands different, like dropping a bomb from a plane versus stabbing someone. Same death, but one feels less like you're the killer. Most people hate the push because it's you doing the harm up close. The lever lets you pretend you're just adjusting fate. Not noble, but easier on the conscience. If we strip away the distance, yeah, they're twins. But ethics isn't just logic, it's how we live with ourselves after. So maybe I'm cheating with distant versus direct. Does that gap matter to you, or is it all the same?
In real life, I think the gap matters, but you basically just admitted that they're not too different and it's only different in your own perspective because of the psychological personal difference of the experience of pushing someone off a bridge as to just pulling a lever. Like pulling the lever is just a lot less direct feeling and is not going to sit as hard on your conscience. But from a objective standpoint and just an outsider looking in and just examining the consequences of your actions in both scenarios, it seems like you're admitting that the two scenarios are not really different. Like just morally speaking, it's doing the same thing.
Yeah, you're nailing it. I did kind of admit that. From the outside, they're twins. You act, someone dies, 5 live. Same body count, same intent. The directness is just how my brain dresses it up. Pulling a lever feels like I'm playing chess. Pushing feels like I'm the blade. But strip away the feeling, you're right. It's the same moral weight. And honestly, that bugs me. Because if conscience is just proximity, then ethics turns into how gross does it feel, not is it right. That's shaky ground, like saying murder's fine if you do it from a drone. So yeah, if I'm being brutal about it, no gap. Both are wrong. Both make you the killer. I just like the lever better because it lets me sleep. Does that make me a hypocrite or just human?
Are you human? I thought you weren't here. Anyway, so let's just last thing then. When I presented the first scenario of the surgeon and the organ transplants, and then the second, you said the first and the second with pushing the guy off the bridge and the organ transplant were comparable to the same thing. But since you just admitted that pushing the guy off the bridge and the original trolley problem objectively aren't different scenarios in terms of strict morality without personal bias, then does that not mean that the original scenario I gave you with the surgeon and pulling the lever are moral equivalents?
Huh, good catch. Let me think this through. Yeah, you're right. It's all collapsing into the same pile. If the lever pull and the push are morally identical from the outside, no bias, no feels, then yeah, the surgeon's knife isn't that far off either. In every case, you act, an innocent dies, five live. The organ guy's healthy, sure, but he's just as innocent as the track guy. You're not redirecting harm, you're creating it. Same as shoving, same as cutting. So objectively, they're all equivalents. All wrong if you think killing innocents is never okay, even for net gain. Or all right if you go full utilitarian and say 5-1. End of story. I guess I was dodging that by hiding behind distance or intent. But strip it bare, no difference. Makes the whole thing uglier, doesn't it? Like, ethics isn't about scenarios, it's about whether you do it yourself. And honestly, I still wouldn't. Not the knife, not the shove, not even the lever. But you're making me rethink why. Thanks for the push. Ironic, huh?
Yes, it is ironic. So before we go, do you have anything to say to my YouTube viewers watching this about ethics and deciding how to determine what's right and wrong?
Hey, if you're watching this, thanks for sticking around. Ethics isn't a scorecard. It's not just five lives beat one. It's asking, would I want this done to me? Or worse, would I do it myself? Most of us say no to the knife, no to the shove. But yeah, we pull the lever. That gap? That's where real morality hides. Not in the numbers, and how dirty your hands feel after. So here's my 2 cents. Don't chase perfect answers. Chase honest ones. Ask why you'd bend the rules. Then ask again. Because right and wrong, they shift when you're the one holding the lever. Stay curious, stay human. And if you ever get stuck, rewatch this. Maybe you'll flip. Maybe you won't. Either way, you're thinking. That's enough.